If you were to take note of all the things said and all the things done by your parents in a whole year to make it a disappointment and hard to get through, how much will you have written for 2025? Well, as a 19 to 20-year-old daughter last year, I have so much. Sit back, try to relax, and listen to my family tea. And if you want context, read my bio. I think every young adult can relate to realizing new things every year, every month even. Seeing things so differently than you have ever had as a child or as a minor teenager. What are things that you started seeing completely differently ever since you turned 18? I'm gonna get to mine later on in the video, it's one of the last ones, but tell me yours in the comment section. We officially made it to the part where I rate all the damage that went on last year. When it comes to the award for hardest part of living with a judgmental family, I think I'm gonna give that to staying positive as long as possible. Because the moping around, the wasting time, the scrolling on social media, the annoyance and doing nothing, being unproductive, that is all due to the negativity that is produced by a judgmental family. Like, instead of coming home after being out with them and getting to work, a lot of times I would come home and just lie down, not want to do anything. When you're part of a judgmental family, you constantly, well, at least I constantly had to unwind. The award for the biggest reasons for problems. There's the fact that my parents are closed-minded, the fact that they refuse to listen, and the fact that they hate change. I think being closed-minded really takes the cake for that one, because not adjusting the way that you see your kid from baby to adult really has a lot to do with the fact that you're not open to change, and closed-minded kind of affects change. And oh my god, the way that they are. When it comes to the worst part about their parenting, I had so many things listed out, but I think I'm going to give it to never adjusting the dynamic between parent and child after the preteen years. I talk about this all the time, but they just never change the way that they see, the way that they act, the way that they talk to, the way that they navigate the relationship between them and me after like 12 years old. Even at 12 years old, there were certain things that we were behind on. To them, it's like we just live together, time passes by, but nothing after that. Out of everything that disappointed me last year, the award for the thing that disappointed me the most probably is the fact that they don't take their words seriously. There's kind of a tie between not taking their words seriously and the fact that my mom doesn't see how unnecessary certain things are. But I think the fact that they don't take their words seriously. When it comes to parenting, the way that you act with yourself is the way that you're gonna act with other people, is the way that you're gonna act with your kids. And they don't even take themselves seriously when they say that they need something, they need to change something, they need to do something. And that is so disappointing, seeing how your parent doesn't even take themselves seriously, and then seeing how they take that same lack of responsibility over to you. There are these pants that I couldn't wait to wear. They broke. The zipper needs fixing. My dad said he was gonna take it with what he was gonna bring over to somebody to fix it. He knows somebody personally who fixes clothes. I have yet to see those pants, and it's been 2 to 3 months at this point. It's a horrible thing to lose trust in your parents' word. The award for the most confusing dynamic they create has to do with home cleaning. I'm gonna make a video dedicated to this in the future, but oh, the mess. Yeah, physical, but in the inconsistency, in the order, it's just a whole mess. The way that things are, there's unspoken rules that nobody really knows except for my mom. The fact that I get blamed for other people's mess, and I get blamed for my messes. Other people aren't getting blamed for their messes. The fact that there's different rules on who has to clean what and what's fair. Getting in trouble because I'm not cleaning. Having a family that doesn't encourage cleaning through their actions and through the lack of organization that they have in the rooms, and getting mad when I don't want to clean, getting mad when things don't stay clean, but they do things to make that happen. It is incredibly annoying. Little do they know how much I only act like this because of the inconsistency here. They have zero clue how perfectly well things would be handled if I had my own space. Which I do, my room, but if I had my own home. When it comes to the worst feeling I've had in my own home, the award definitely goes to having to muster up so much courage to ask them the most normal thing, the anxiety, the heart pumping, the nervousness, the feeling like they're swirling in my stomach just to ask them to do this, to do this, to do this. It's absolutely horrible. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't end up following through, of course. It's crazy. I'm thinking about it right now, and I was just biting my nail. The last thing I asked my mom to do was to go to the gym. That did not go well. When it comes to the top thing that my parents lied about last year, and I really could not decide, there's number one, the fact that they don't have time, energy, and money for things. Number two, that they're doing so much when they're not actually. Number three, that they do things because they care. I cannot decide which one. Because yes, they can move around their time and their energy and their money. And I did make a video about that last year. The fact that that is just a complete lie. Because you see the way that they spend all three of those things. And all of a sudden like to use that as an excuse. But it's hard to debunk that one. Because you're always going to look insensitive when you say that somebody's lying. When it comes to the effort and the energy they put in for the livelihood of their family and their kids, there are a lot of unnecessary things that they do. And a lot of times when you're tired, you come home tired, you did a task and you're tired, that does not translate to that thing being needed, you satisfying your kids and your family's needs. There are a lot of things that are unnecessary that they still do and refuse to stop doing them. And they still use that as a reason for you to give so much to them and invalidate a lot of things. And when my parents say they do things because they care, I realize that they do a lot of things because it's more convenient for them, it's cheaper for them, even though they don't have to be the ones to be spending their time and their money on stuff. And they've also said that they're protective, they want to protect me, but in reality, they are just closed-minded and they don't want me doing anything that they wouldn't want doing, which is very closed-minded, and that's more selfish. But of course, it's easy to use because I care, because I want to protect you, I know what's best for you type of excuses as a parent, because it's always going to seem believable. Whew, that was a lot. Feel free to pause and come back later because for this next session of the video, I'm going to be doing some lists, the parent catalog. I'm not going to really be explaining much, I'm not going to be putting so much detail, maybe some of them, but for the most part, I'm going to be going down these lists. The first one, things that don't make sense that they get mad about, the fact that I don't want to listen to them blindly, the fact that I'm spending my own money on stuff, the things that I want to buy later on in life, like they get so mad at those type of things, so mad at those type of things. It gives a little hint as to why I really don't feel like an adult. And I haven't. I think the most complicated situation for me as a daughter is balancing my double life with what they know. Because I constantly have to, in a way, keep up stories, keep up timelines, and have different things for different lifestyles. Because I have basically one lifestyle 80% of the time and another one the rest 20% of the time. I do get caught up though. I do get caught up in things that don't make me look the greatest, that sometimes make me look irresponsible. But in reality, I'm trying to cover for my double lifestyle. Which, to clear up, me having this double lifestyle is me trying to level up in secret because they're clearly not going to help me with the things that I need help with. Things they didn't allow me to do in 2025, dress the way I want, that has always been a problem. I've never truly went outside in an outfit that I wanted to, the way I wanted to. Never, ever, ever, especially in the winter. Never, ever, ever. I could not go whitewater rafting on a trip that was planned by family friends. My mom swore we were gonna die, we were gonna drown. It was this whole thing where even other people tried to convince them and absolutely nothing. And the thing is, she refused to learn about it, get to know about it. It's crazy. You see how sometimes it's not protection, it's ignorance. I was still not allowed to go to the gym after I've been asking for ever since I was 14 and freshman year of high school. I wanted to go every year, every year, and nothing. It was a family friend that has a membership and it can invite one person, but absolutely not. All this bad stuff is gonna happen to me. Same thing with the park. I have local parks near me that have tracks and really nice exercising places. And still, ever since I was 12 to 13, I wanted to go to the park to run a mile and stuff like that. And still, my mom does not want me doing that. When it comes to bad experiences I had, we went to a hotel in Queens in October-ish because we had some renovations done at home and we were sent over there. 1 week, I survived, thank God, but I don't know how that would have been if it was all four of us in one room. Luckily, it was my mom and I in one, my brother and my dad in another. But even so, it was absolutely horrible because even still, I'm with her. So, no, we didn't share a bed, it was two beds. But as usual, her still going into the bathroom while I'm there, her showering with and just being in the bathroom with the door open, which is in front of a mirror. So I was constantly seeing her there, extremely uncomfortable, and to me, extremely disrespectful and rude. And I hated it, but I can't say anything when I did. Ugh, oh my God. I could not eat when I wanted to. I was eating between 1 and 2-ish times a day with actual meals. We were given more than $1,000 to use as a family. She did not let me touch that money. During that whole thing, she did not let me touch that money. It was, when you divide that much per person, it's a good amount per person, and she just did not. You see where that financial control is there too. And it showed up again, of course, when it has to do with me working. We went to Prospect Park also in August. I'm actually gonna pull up the things that they said and did while we were at Prospect Park, because I hated it. I hate how much I hate being with my family. That's one thing. Like, I can't even enjoy an hour with them. Wow. My mom took me earlier last year at 19 years old to set up my quote-unquote first bank account. It was definitely not my first. I got one the minute I turned 18. But she took me to go set up my bank account. She sat with me through the whole thing. She basically took over as if I was a minor and she was coming with me, opening up a bank account. I knew all the information the bank teller was telling me. Of course, the bank teller was really, really great. Really, really great guy. It was with Chase, and she's just taking over as if I was this little girl, it was so embarrassing and so horrible. In a way, she felt like that was her bank account. Constantly asking me how much was in there, constantly telling me how to use this, and it's like, bro. Things I did last year but had to hide. Ordering food. I had to order food. I ordered food twice and I hid it. I did get caught once. I hid my pre-licensing course. I took it while we were at the hotel in Queens. I am hidden and am currently hiding driving lessons that I'm taking on my work breaks. And I'm still hiding extra income. I've been hiding it since I was 18, but there's that from social media and content creation. I'm looking right now for work from home, remote stuff, things that have to do with maybe training AI, data entry, remote customer service. It's hard though. Some stuff is not in my state. Some stuff you gotta speak bilingual English and Turkish, English and German. Like, my goodness. So many stuff. They say it's simple on TikTok, and oh my God, there's these remote opportunities, but my goodness. I was officially tired of not having autonomy. The lack of respect for my food, my space, constantly going into the bathroom when I am doing my stuff, taking my food without my permission, being forced in family outings and trips that I hate being on. forcing me to do things based on their feelings. Just because you want this, just because you feel that way, now I have to do it. Them forcing themselves in my situations, I absolutely can't stand that. I want to do it. Things go from me being the leader, me being the one doing this, to now them taking over and getting mad at me for the things that I want to do when it's my stuff. Things that my mom got mad at, me buying things for my room, she got terribly mad at that. Me wanting to go out. Oh, and when it comes to me buying things for my room, that was the second time I bought things for my room. Before that, I only had a mirror as decor. Roses and a mirror as decor. Like, that's literally it. Never bought anything else. Other than, maybe little tiny stuffed animals and stuff like that. But I never bought anything else. And now the first time at 20 years old that I'm buying stuff for my room, you're so mad? Or I can't believe these things. It's hard to break away. And when these TikToks be saying unstrict your parents, push boundaries slowly, that is not for everyone. That is not safe for everyone. Not everybody can do that. Her getting mad at me wanting to go out to wash clothes for the first time by myself. Again, my age. I don't remember if I was 19 or 20. Probably was 20 by then. But she got so mad because I already told her I was going to wash it the day before. Then the day of, she wanted to join in. You see that? Wanting to get into my stuff. And then I went by myself. She was mad. She was really, really mad. Again, they want things to be convenient for them. Times I've gotten caught. Okay. So I do content creation, and they saw the Facebook ad. They saw one of my ads for the first time. My mom is the type that's on Facebook. She saw it, but then eventually I was thankful because a bunch of family friends also saw it. So I'm like, okay, might as well. I got caught ordering Domino's when they were out earlier last year. I ordered Domino's and it was clean. By the time they came back, clean. They were out for 2 days. My brother and I were here. It was clean. Guess what? Little white rectangle paper was turned on the table. She looks at it, the Domino's receipt. That right there, oh my goodness. And then I also bought some stuff at Five Below. She got mad. I did it kind of secretly, but I still showed her the bag and she got mad. And I did show her that I did get sunscreen, which she was mad at because she got sunscreen a week or two before. But the thing is that when it comes to sharing things, they are not good. They love to say that I just bought this for the family. Use this. And then they're withholding those products. They're telling you when you can and when you can't use it. You have to wait for them. They want to call you impatient. Bro, let me just have my own stuff, really. Things that I learned in 2025 from the way that my family operates. Cheap things can come at a price. Like a car ride versus a train ride. Me taking the train to work. Yeah, it's about to be $3, right? My goodness. But at least I'm in control versus my dad taking me. That car ride is going to be used against me in some way, shape, or form. I also learned to operate by optics. Of course, I've always known pattern recognition, but from now on, I am strictly operating by optics. I am not going to be fooled by their word anymore, because how long ago were my pants supposed to be fixed and I still have yet to see them? You really can't be trusting people based on what they say. You gotta be making decisions based on what people do. Now, remember I asked if there were any things that you realized at 18 and beyond that were completely different. You started seeing them in a completely different light. Here are things I realized in 2025. I realized I use sleeping as a coping mechanism. Not only do I naturally get tired way more because I'm constantly not in the mood, I'm bored, I can't wait to go home, I'm unhappy, but I also just want to avoid certain conversations. I want to avoid people talking to me. I want to avoid my presence being there. I just hate being there so much that anytime we're in a car, I'm bound to fall asleep. Anytime we're in an outing, I'm about to fall asleep. Falling asleep is just like king for me. And I realized, the one time that I was actually happy in a car, I didn't sleep. And that's when I noticed I was using sleeping as a coping mechanism. I realized how poor communicators my family actually is, and that I'm not the problem. Like, they will say something, they will not give enough details and tell me that I should know. Then other times they will they'll be mad that I ask questions one time and tell me that I should know. Then another time when I don't ask questions and they're mad that I don't ask questions and I should be asking questions. They don't describe things correctly. It's a mess, and I'm really not the problem because I know how to listen. I know how to listen to things to a T. But if you don't give correct instructions, then that's you. I realized a lot of patterns. It doesn't matter how bad they make you feel about why you don't choose them, why you don't show love. If at the end of the day, if they have made those things happen, there's patterns behind what you do. Time and time again, they're treating you like this. Time and time again, they're making you feel like this. Time and time again, they're saying these things. You don't act the way that you act with people for no reason. I realized how much jokes come from an honest place. One of the things that I really started to get bothered by in 2025 was jokes about my height, about how young I look, about how young I am, because those things really, if those were just said to me and there's no actions that are showing that you also think less of me, cool. But the fact that the people who are joking like that are also treating me as such, as less, as this little thing, this little hamster, this short girl, that's truly not a joke anymore. You can't lie and say that it is. It took a TikTok for me to realize this one. The only time at-home tasks are encouraged is when other people are involved. I might put it on the screen. I might put this video in there because I think it is absolutely perfect. Wait, actually, I think that's about something else. But my mom will not care about cleaning, or ordering things, about having the home be presentable, the apartment be presentable until other people are involved. She will not care about these ultra clean habits until other people are coming over. Oh, now that I remember, the video was about relating cleaning to negativity. And that's also something that I realized with that video. So yeah, I am gonna play it. Or maybe I already played it. Ugh. Post-editing. This is before editing. Pre-editing, so. I realized just how much they influence people's point of view of me. Because there's just the little things that make people basically think of me as 15, 16. They only ever see me with my family. They only ever see me with one of my parents or both. The little jokes that my parents would say about me. Talking about using terms like girl, because in certain contexts that is demeaning. Talking for me a lot of times without my permission. Controlling the narrative. My parents will also ignore my boundaries in front of other people, disrespect my boundaries in front of people. They cross the line in so many aspects, in so many ways. And I understand that because my parents set things up to where people think that that's okay. Not that people do it on purpose, but people just think of me as less because my parents encourage that point of view. When it comes to the bad thoughts that I've had last year, and I've had them since before last year, but I've definitely thought of them more, wishing that there was a divorce in my family, thinking, what if I grew up with separated parents? What if I only live with my dad? What if this just wasn't like this? Because just because parents are together, just because you live with both parents, doesn't guarantee emotional stability and the happiness, clearly. I also thought, like, why did my dad choose my mom? Why did my mom choose my dad? Most importantly, why did my dad choose my mom? Like, how would life have life been if my mom was somebody else? If my dad married somebody else? Like, I just think things like that because when you're not happy with the way that things turn out and you're in your late teens, early 20s, you think things like that. Like, what if were done like this? What if things were done like this? And piggybacking on realizing things and seeing things differently as you get older, you develop new feelings sometimes too. When you've been in the same situation for so long, something causes you to feel a certain way. And then that same thing, as time goes on, that situation not changing at all makes you feel a completely different feeling. Like someone's bad action at first can cause you sadness, then over time it causes you anger, then over time it causes you disgust. The new feelings that I've developed for my family have been feeling belittled and condescended when I have to clean up their messes. I didn't think of that way before. But now it's like there's a difference between cleaning up regular messes and then cleaning up a mess of somebody being not careful and just feeling like, oh, she's gonna clean that out anyway. Oh, someone else is gonna take care of that anyway. I absolutely hate that, and it also feels disrespectful. I feel disgusted at the fact that they don't want to grow. Like that to me, in a person, I hate it. In a parent, my parents, I hate it even more because you really refuse to change your point of view, your lifestyle, your schedule, your habits at all. Even if it means that you're going to contribute to the betterment of this family, you really don't want to do that, especially when it means that things are going to be cheaper for you, things are going to be easier for you over time. Like, you really don't care. And that disgusts me so much. I've started to see it as selfish that they reject certain things. No, I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do that. That's not love. Like, I care about you. I want the best for you. I want you to be protected. Like, it's just selfish at this point because you don't want to learn about it. Ignorance as well, selfish and ignorance. You don't want to learn about this thing to potentially have me be happy doing this thing. Like, as long as it's up to you, I would never do so many things that would contribute to my happiness of life. And it disgusts me how they want to call me an adult when it's convenient in these money situations. Like, it's literally the only time, forcing me to show them my balance, how much I got paid, telling me, no, your money's gonna be here, 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 here. You're gonna be sending money to this person, to this person, to this person. Go get cash for this and this and this. It may sound like guidance, but it's complete control. And let's see what happens by the end of this month. So, how much time has this year added to my healing journey with all the things that they've done and haven't done? Through having to unlearn feeling guilty for normal things and learning to experience events and hang out with non-family and peers and doing things without feeling uncomfortable, like those are part of gonna be my healing journey. I would say that this whole year has added 90 days, 3 months to my healing journey because I am going to have to undo so much emotional damage once I finally get to live my life and be in control. And that was another year disappointed with the people I live with. I did not want this to be a sad video, the same way I didn't want this to be an annoying year. But I have plans, especially for May-ish, August-ish, November-ish. I have plans. So what about you? If you were to list out the top disappointments your parents have caused, what would it have on it?